Visible, screen
Yes, ma'am.
visible? Okay, no problem. I will keep on
No,
asking
ma'am.
you and please raise your hands or unmute yourself and speak up. That's very important. So finally, what happened? That the lady, now I'm going to explain you this very paragraph which I told you yesterday. Okay, 1 minute. Hmm. So Madame Loisel, Matilda, she has lost her necklace, but they have genuinely replaced it. You know how? From where did they manage the money? It was quite a price, very expensive. But her husband, who was genuinely a nice, basically, he was a nice and honest man. So he did not made any excuse. He didn't made any excuse, and he simply asked his wife that we will be able to replace it, and they did that. 18,000 francs he has kept, he has got from his father, and that he has kept. Thereafter, he managed another 18,000 francs from wherever he would have managed, he could manage. That means the money lenders with a high rate of interest, and he did that. And after all these things, now the time has come when they have to repay the money. And you know, this paragraph you will love to, you know. So this time has come. In the yesterday we discussed about it. So just I will give you a quick recapitulation that they went to the palace royal. They found a chaplet of diamonds which seemed to them exactly like the one they had lost. As I told you, it was 40,000 francs. They bargained and they could get it for 36,000. Loisel, Mr. Loisel, he has got 18,000 francs, which his father had left them, and now he borrowed the rest. And you know from where he borrowed? He borrowed this money from different kind, whole race of lenders, users, these money lenders. And they actually, you all might have known about it, that they had a very high rate of interest. But at that moment, they have no other option left for themselves. So they did whatever has been asked. And then he went to get the new necklace, depositing on merchant's counter 36,000 francs. Just imagine a man for whom 400 francs was actually a big amount. He has, you remember that he saved that money for so many days. Why? In order to buy a gun, which he thereafter gave it to his wife to buy the dress for the party. For them, 36,000 francs, which was actually a very big amount of money for them. But since one thing you would definitely appreciate about Mr. and Mrs. Loisel, that they both were genuinely honest men. They didn't make any excuse, and they. So when Madame Loisel took back the jewels to Madame Forestier, the letter said to her in a frigid tone that you should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them. Anyway, Madame Forestier was not very happy because they were late. She was not knowing that why this husband and wife took so much time to return that jewelry. Who will know that what happened with these people? Madame Forestier did not open the jewelry box as Madame Loisel feared she would. What would she think if she should perceive the substitution? What should she say? Would she take her for a robber? Now, one more apprehension was there in the mind of Matilda. She thought that when she will take this jewelry box to her, maybe her friend will open the box and she will be able to find out the substitution, the replacement. But she didn't do that. Actually, Madame Forestier was also a nice lady who trusted her friend very much. Even though she was a little angry, or maybe not angry, you can say that's not the right thing. She was a little annoyed that why she has come so late, but she did not open the box. Anyway, everything all well till now. But at the end of the story, we will discuss that if she would have opened the box, then what would have happened. Anyway, Madame Loisel now knew the horrible life of necessity. Till now, she has always been complaining that she did not have all the luxuries, all the materialistic pleasure in the life. But now, actually, she will know what does it mean? What does this horrible life mean? anyway. And see, she did her part, but you can say that her character has really changed. When the story started, she has been portrayed as a cursed person who was not very happy with the present scenario. She always keeps on complaining, no reciprocation, no thank, no contentment. But see how there was a drastic change and transformation in her character. And that is why the writer, he used that she did her part, however, completely and heroically. Yes, completely also, heroically also. Why? Because you all know that she was genuinely, basically, not a bad lady from her heart. So now she will do whatever problems they will face due to lack of money, due to maybe they have to pay the debt. That was, but basically she will pay, she will not make any excuse, rather completely also and heroically also. But you will see that there is a lot of change in her life, lot of change will come in her life, and that will happen. So it was necessary to pay this frightful debt. Yes, it was necessary because that was frightful, very unpleasant, very great, and they have to anyhow pay it. And she would pay it. Yes, she was quite rigid. She is not going to make any lame excuses. She will not say no to anything. She will definitely pay it. That is her basically desire. And so she decided to pay it. They sent away the maid. Now, see what kind of changes happened in their life. And what was the change? First of all, they cannot afford a maid servant. Okay, so they sent away the maid, they changed their longing, obviously, that is the second thing. Now they shifted to some rented rooms in an attic. Okay, that was another thing. Since the attic is a small space or a room inside or partially inside a roof of a building, basically. Okay, so now they have to pay little, very little rent for that place. And so second thing they did, that after sending away their maid, they changed their longing, their place. And then the work started. Now look at this line, look at this paragraph, what the writer wants to convey through this thing. She learned the odious work of kitchen. Yes, she had never done this. So odious means very tiresome, extremely unpleasant, maybe repulsive. She never liked it. She always felt that she's so elegant, she's so pretty, she's extremely pretty, and she is meant for something else. But see what happened. She washed the dishes, she washed the soiled linen, their clothes and dish clothes, which she hung on the line to dry. She took down the refuse to the street each morning and brought up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath. And see how the life changed. The household chores, which she always hated. She always felt that she is not meant for all these things. But see, life has taken a new turn. Maybe a lesson she now get. She is washing the clothes, the soiled, soiled the dirty linen, their clothes, his clothes, and then she is hanging them to dry. She is taking the refuse to the streets. Everything she was doing, and bringing the morning and water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath. Obviously, she is not meant for all these things. She was such an elegant and sweet and pretty lady. Hmm? And most importantly, clothed like a women of the people. Women of the people means like a common people, not elegant. Earlier she was very fond of, maybe she was not very rich, but at least they were having a nominal life. She was a wife of a clerk, but not extremely poor. But now, for the very first time in her life, she had known what poverty means. For the very so, after removing the maid from her job, changing their house, and now coming to this new building, she has learned the tiring and boring and unpleasant work of kitchen, washing dishes, cooking food, everything she was doing. She used to go down to street each morning to get water because she had very little money. And that is why now she had started dressing herself like What? Like the common people, ordinary people. And not only that, see this line. And she went to the grocery, the butchers, and the fruiterers with her basket on her arm, shopping, haggling to the last sou, last money, last penny of her miserable money. And you know what she was doing now? She was going to grocery shop by herself, the butcher shop, fruit shop, and buying the things for their daily use, necessary things, and trying to, she was trying to save each and haggling, dispute or bargaining, basically bargaining. Haggling is a kind of bargaining. So she was bargaining to the last penny, last sou, last small value coin in France of her miserable money. So, which was a very little amount of money for that also. One paisa, you can just imagine. Just nowadays, you can simply say for 1 rupee, or not even 1 rupee, for maybe 1 rupee, you are bargaining. For 5 rupees, you are bargaining. So she was bargaining for the last penny because of that miserable money. So why miserable money? Because of that miserable condition, because of that greed, she has reached to that place. The husband, and not only she was doing, her husband was also doing the same thing. He never complained, he never fought, he never argued, he never blamed, he never accused. Why? Really, he was actually a good husband. So the husband worked evenings, putting the books of some merchants in order, and nights he often did copying at 5 sous a piece, so a small amount of money. So, and this lasted for 10 years. And not only wife was doing her part, but with that little money, her husband was also, he was in a very pathetic condition, miserable condition. And he used to work extra time in the evening, overtime working. You would have heard that the people who actually are in great need of money, they are doing extra time and often did. And what he used to do, copying work at night for a small amount of 5 sous a piece. Five, which is actually, I told you, the smallest amount of money in France. So for 5 penny, he is actually copying, sitting. And you know for how long they all did this? Not only 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, for 10 long years. Yes, 10 years. And this life lasted for 10 years. At the end of 10 years, they had restored all. That means they had paid the entire money. They had paid each and every single penny they had to pay to all the money lenders and everyone. So they did this for 10 years and paid back their debt within this time. But life had changed. It was not about the 10 years, it was 10 long years. And when you are working hard for such a long time, in fact, everything will change. And see, the grace, the elegance, the beauty, everything has gone now. Madame Loisel, she seemed old now. She is looking old. You know why? What happened? Why she was looking old? You all know why she was looking old. Because of sous means the last small amount of money, the smallest amount of money in France. That means, okay, SOU. Basically, this sous, SOU is a small value coin in France. Since it's a French story, Guy de Maupassant, and that's why. So small, just say India mein you can say 1 rupee nowadays, okay? So that is the smallest amount of money. So for one single smallest amount of money, means in India, what you are doing nowadays, in order to save money, you are saving one single rupees, which is hardly having any importance nowadays. So what you are doing, you are each and every penny, penny, you are saving each and every money. So that she was doing because they have to pay the debt with interest. But time passed. 10 years. Maybe it's so easy, no, just to write down 10 years and to read it 10 years, but 10 long years, 10 tedious years, 10 disappointing years. Okay. and it has passed. Time has to move on, time has to pass. But Madame Loisel seemed old now, but there is a change. By this time, Madame Loisel had become, old lady, a hard-working lady. She had become a strong, hard woman and crude woman of poor household. So basically, what had happened? She has become strong. Why? Due to the household chores she has been doing. So she has now physical strength. No more she is like a sweet and shy and quiet girl, a young, elegant lady. She had become strong, hard women because she know the tedious work nowadays and the crude women, the basically not so sophisticated of the poor household. Okay, what happened? क्या हो गया? Hmm. So basically, she has become old, but a strong, hard woman and crude woman to the of the poor household. Now she was no more elegant, no more pretty, because for the last 10 years she has been involved herself in the hardships, the adversities of life, the lesson of life made her actually changed her entirely. Her hair badly dressed. She was so careful earlier, previously, about all the beauty and everything, but see, now badly dressed. Her skirts awry, her hands red. She spoke in a loud tone, which there was no sophistication in her personality, which she always used to think is the mannerism of great, rich ladies. There was nothing, and washed the floors with rush pails of water. So now just imagine, have you seen these kind of people? But basically she has changed her entire physical appearance, her personality, her dressing sense, her, the way she used to talking, everything has changed entirely. Everything has changed. But sometimes when her husband was at the office, she would seat herself before the window and think of that evening party of former times, of that ball where she was so beautiful and so flattered. And that single memory, whenever she was getting time, after doing all her household chores and everything, whenever she was getting time, she still used to think about that single evening, which was actually a great evening of her life. But anyway, the great evening which changed her entire life also. And she used to think that how she was so beautiful there, so flattered. She was a huge success. All the men, women, men was praising her, women were jealous of her, and how she was a great success over there. She cannot forget about it. How would it have been if she had not lost the necklace? And now the question started coming to her mind. So many questions when she used to think, after these 10 years, when she started looking old, her hair badly kept, hands red, speaking in a loud voice, but still, she used to sit next to the window and think about the party at that great evening. And she used to feel good. Obviously, it was only relaxation and respite which she was getting after thinking about that great grand evening. How beautiful, how elegant she looked. And then she would imagine about how her life would be if she would have not lost the necklace. These questions were always haunting her. Who knows how singular is life and how full of changes, how small a thing will ruin or save one. And she used to think that life is so unpredictable. No, that one small step could change your life. That's why I'm telling you that you never know when and how your life will change. But life is unpredictable. One single moment, one single mistake can change your life or can make your life as well. So, how small a thing will either ruin you or save one? So, that is the key message in this story, that one greed, one bubble reputation, one show off. If she would have not borrowed, if she would have listened to her husband, if she would have embellished herself or adorned herself with the natural powers, then life would have taken a new shape. Maybe whatever she had always desired, she would have been able to get everything, all the monetary pleasure, all the elegance, grace, beauty, because her husband was actually a nice human being who would have always helped her. But no, nothing. So she simply says that how singular is life and how full of changes. Life is so unpredictable. You can never be able to predict when and how the life will take a turn. And sometimes your smallest step, one single mistake will change everything. One single mistake will change everything in your life. Or either the life will ruin, it will be wasted, or maybe your life will be made something. Anyway, so in this manner, she was thinking about it. One Sunday, as she was taking a walk in Champs Elvis's to rid herself of the cares of the week, she suddenly perceived a woman walking with her child. It was Madame Forestier, still young, still pretty, still attractive. Madame Loisel was affected. Should she speak to her? Yes, certainly. And now that she had paid, she would tell her, all why not? And then one day, what did she see? She saw she was relieving herself of the stress of the week. Obviously, it was Sunday, it was a relaxation day. She had a very tough week, and now she was sitting in that park, in that place, stress of the week, and enjoying a walk along the Champs Elysees. And then she suddenly saw a lady walking with her child. Yes, the young, pretty, attractive lady was who? Madame Forestier. You remember who was that lady?